Welcome to Pouse out of the house. I'm out with Big Pouse again. We're still riding these bloody things in. If you wonder what I mean by bloody things, that's my Husky 701 SM. If you have a little look by there, I've decided to stick him on mode 2 today, or Supermoto mode, or sport mode, whatever it is they call it. But basically, it's the one that has a little bit more throttle response and removes a bit of, I think it's a bit of the ABS off the front and ABS off the back. I might be wrong, I still haven't got to the bottom of that. I haven't used the mode 2 properly yet. I've flicked in and out of it, but haven't really thought about it for riding. And although I'm still running this in, I thought this is a lovely road, this one. It's warm, the tyres are sticky, so I'm going to lob it in that mode today. See how we go. The other thing that I've had since the last video, I've got to correct myself a bit, and a few people mentioned this in the comments. I mentioned about revs and try not to go over 3,500 revs. Well, the first thing to mention is on the rev gauge you get the 8s on this bike, and I was thinking that 3 number 8s was pretty much 3,000 revs. It's not. When I looked, 2 8s 2,000 revs, 3 8s is 4,000 revs, and I think 4 8s is maybe 6,000 revs. Bottom line is this: when I checked, it's got nothing to do with revs. It tells you top speeds. It says don't go full throttle, and actually the speed you can do in each gear is actually quite a bit. So basically I've relaxed a little bit, I'm going a little bit quicker, I'm giving a little bit more oomph. I'm on 320 miles now, so we got a service booked in now for June. That's in just under a month, so I've got to try and get about 250 miles on this now. Well, 270 miles. And this weather, this is what the Supermoto's for, isn't it? The other thing I've been doing, I've been going hard on the front brake. I've been doing a bit of research, and also just off the experience with my other bike. What I've been doing, setting myself up for the corner, brake in the bend, get the suspension down, and use the power round. That's something I couldn't do on the DRZ, and that's where I've noticed all the difference on this bike. So anyone that's got a DRZ, they've listened or watched my other videos, listened to what I've said, and they're a bit like, yeah, I'm the same, will it be that good? Honestly, it really is that good. It's so much better. The DRZ, if you like riding it fast, you find yourself 5th gear, because that's all it's got, flat out around the bend. When you get to the other side, you see that bit of power to pull you out, it's not there. So you find yourself overshooting the bend and you lose a bit of confidence sometimes. But this, I mean, you can just get right into that bend, get yourself on the front of the bike, lots of front brake, power back out. The thing's a bloody machine and I love it. Now I've had time to test this bike out a lot, I'm loving it, and the weather is just starting to perk up now in Wales. For anyone that's watching from another country, I'm in South Wales in the UK, and weather's not the best in the UK as it is, and particularly around by us. We tend to get a lot of rain when it's coming, but it's looking good today. Dry, warm, nice hot sticky tyres, perfect. Whoa, back wheel just slid. What happened then? Is that this Supermoto mode? My back wheel just slid around that bend. What the hell was that all about? Wow, that slid. Well, like I said, maybe that is the ABS, but I don't understand why it would do that. Or is that traction? No, not ABS, traction control. But I've still got that on. Who knows? Bit of grit in the road. So, just speaking of Big Pouse quickly, when we came to the junction, he had exactly the same problem. He asked if my wheel slid out, so clearly it was the road surface, not my bike. It's a bit of a worry, because you think, would a bit of grit or gravel done that? Or was there a bit of oil on the road? But it went, it slid, it probably slid out the back end. Something else now with this bike, right? Someone might be able to help me out with this. By the time this video goes out, I probably would have worked it out for myself, but fuel gauge is on, I'm low on fuel. Suddenly this comes up, an F, I'm assuming that's for fuel, is it? And it's been counting up, 3.1, 3.2, so what does that mean? I would have thought it'd go down at first. I thought it was the litres left in my tank, and I thought maybe it's the miles I got left, but that'd be a bit short. And now it's counted from 3.2, I think it is, up to 4, and it keeps going up. So I'm not sure what that's telling me, but there we are. It's a learning curve, this bike, isn't it? Not as simple as the old one. God, this bike is quick in this mode. The response in mode 2 is a completely different thing altogether. Road's a bit dusty, mine. There's obviously a farmer doing the rounds around here. That's what I mean about the front brake. Like, even if you're not sure what's around the bend, I just got no issues with it whatsoever. You put it on and the bike feels so stable. The old bike, you know, never quite did. You always saw, will it stop, or just didn't feel right, and you were off the power. But this, because you got the power, it sort of counteracts it anyway. love it. Absolutely love it. Ah, the old fuzz. We're in the same colours as them, aren't we? Here he comes. So we're in Monmouth at the moment. Just popped in for one of the back roads, needed some fuel. Would have seen me ridden up there before actually in one of my earlier videos. Now any of you from my era will have liked a little bit of swaggery indie, and you may well have heard of Rockfield Studios. Well, that is just down here on the left, and that is where many a famous band came, particularly Oasis were one of the famous ones that recorded their famous album here. It was actually in their documentary Supersonic. And the other one is the Charlatans, that sadly their keyboard player passed away. I think it was on this road a little bit further down. Now it's obviously all changed now, you've got all new houses here, but back in the day when they were here, this was a country lane all the way down. Had an accident not far from the studios itself, unfortunately. And there we go, that is Rockfield Studios, which I'm sure many of you have seen on the telly many times before. Put this thing back in mode 2, I popped it back in mode 1 earlier. There we go, he flashes, and what happens is you let go of the throttle up, and then it should, oh, it's pumped me back in mode 1 again. There we go, I'm in 2 now. Oh, I felt that straight away. See here now? No, not going to do it. He sped up then, the bugger. This thing is a f***ing animal. Absolute animal. That brake, look at it, slows you down just in time. Wow, love it. Beast. It really is a bit of fun. That front brake, it just seems to save you every time. So confident with this brake, I love it. I really do love it. Well, I'm going to wait for Big Pouse now, he's disappeared. He's looking after his engine more than mine, I think. Yeah, then the back wheel's sliding on that gravel, and it just, that power, what a difference it makes to have a bit of power to your back wheel, because it just sort of, it finds the road, you know, finds the grip. It really is good. Around those bends, I mean, you can zip from one direction to the other, and the best thing about it is those brakes. I'm fearless on the front brake going into the bends. So on some bikes you almost don't want to use the front brake too much because you think, well, I'm just going to lose it, but not this. It's quite controlled. It's just so much fun. Look at this road here, it's like an old Roman road. Up, down, woo! God, I felt like I went up in the air then. And there's so many flies around here, it feels like it's raining, but it's not, it's flies hitting my helmet. Wow, love it. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now and I'll see you in a minute. We finally got Big Pouse to move, huh? This bike, I've can't tell you how much, with the right weather and the right conditions, I love this thing. That then, and again I've got to watch because I'm not giving it full throttle still at the moment, the torque in a single cylinder is just, when you get it to the right revs, it's amazing. To be honest with you, most of the time I'm in too high a gear. You suddenly realise you drop it a cog and it's there, that's where it wants to be. It's mad, it's basically mad, it's a mad bike. And I love it, it's exactly what I like. A to B as fast as you can, it's a brilliant commuter. For me, it's my all-rounder. I know some people say what's an all-rounder, and they say this is completely impractical. It's not impractical at all. It's completely practical in my opinion. Go that way. I have to go through town then. Now we're going to head up over the Blorenge again, which you've seen me do before. But I'm going to ride this one without any talking, so you can just enjoy the scenery. Hopefully the battery won't go flat. Oh, okay. Photo time. And these bikes are looking beast. Nice pose, nice pose.
Oh no, it won't start. Oh, no.
Oh well, I'll have to leave you here then. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you're interested in DIY, head over to my other channel, Pouse Around the House. Watch, like, share, subscribe. If you're interested in any of the products or the tools that I use or the gear that I wear or anything like that, I put links to all of that in the description section below. If you haven't done so already, please like this video, share it, and finally please subscribe to this channel, as it'll really help the channel grow and it'll help me out. I've been Pouse Out of the House. Ta-ta, farewell.